Eileen Blair bids good morning to her husband Eric, better known as George Orwell, as she sets out for her real job in the real censorship department of the Ministry of Information in London, which during the Second World War was located here in the Senate House of the University of London, the model for Orwell's Ministry of Truth. Eileen, a former journalist and editor with a degree in educational psychology, who, with her husband, had worked for the Republican side of the Spanish Civil War, will spend her day going through private correspondence, cutting out sensitive content, especially references to troop movements, names of specific personnel or prisoners, discussions of resources, or reflections on morale, which could be revealing to the enemy. The task is a huge one, and Britain's wartime Ministry of Information is desperate for funding and perpetually understaffed, recruiting women, students still in school, anyone they can. They are constantly backlogged, driven by desperation and the frantic desire to survive against an overwhelming enemy. Our real censor, Eileen, has a mix of motives, including patriotism, fear, the basic need to earn a salary, and the public around her views her work with a mixture of wariness, gratitude, acceptance, and curiosity about the psychological experience of being a censor. "Do you ever think of the censor?" writes Sylvia Townsend Warner to her friend, composer Paul Nordhoff, in a letter she knows will be read by censors like Eileen. "Rooms full of ladies and gentlemen all engaged in the embarrassing occupation of reading other people's letters. What will they do when they can't be censors any longer? Will they pine and languish and find themselves suddenly cut off from humanity? Or will they demonstrate their freedom by never opening another envelope, not even envelopes addressed to them?" For wartime Britain, rooms of ladies and gentlemen engaged in a strange and awkward occupation is an entirely accurate description of Eileen's work. And in fact, wartime censors were so counter to the way we imagine censorship operating, they sometimes went so far as to add information.